Okay, so I really wanted to do this video. It was heavily on my mind to share the discoveries that I've been making regarding this whole DNA journey I've been taking. But I hope you guys can see it good. I don't know how to screen record on this laptop. This is Jermaine's laptop, and he's not here to show me right now. If I wait on him, I'm just not going to do the video. So basically, these here are my closest archaeogenetic matches, and this is the Philadelphia Choletta, however you say that, victim. And you can see my genetic distance is 5. So with this site, the smaller the numbers means the closer the matches are to me. So here is the chart. Genetic distance measures how close you are to a given sample. 10 means this is your his ancestry. 20 means this is part of your ancestral link. 30 means possibly related to your ancestry. So with that victim, we have a 5. That means that, you know, this is I'm very, very closely related to whoever this person was. I'm in the top 97%. And then here in Kenya, I have a 7, Botswana 7, South Africa 8, Botswana 8, and then it goes further down. Ancient Ethiopia 2500 BC, I'm at a 9, so that says a lot. And then as the numbers increase, I'm become more distantly related. But anyway, this is what I want to talk about right here. The early colonial Mexico City slave trade victim. My genetic distance is a 10, so that means that we're closely related. This person, we're like the same people. But obviously not as close as these people up here. Anyway, the top 97% match versus all users. But this is what I want to focus on right here. Can you see that? 1472 AD. Early colonial Mexico City slave trade victim, 1472 AD. Huh? Didn't Columbus, if you Google the early colonial Mexico City slave trade victims, there's 3 of them. If you Google them, it basically says that these people were from West Africa and they were shipped over to Mexico. And when I look at my analysis summary and, you know, I read up on these people, they say that they label them as Yoruba, however you say it, Yoruba, whatever. But yeah, that's what they label them as. And what I found is that there's a pattern where they find ancient bodies in the Americas, and when they do the analysis, they label them as African when they don't show any Mongoloid features or traits or whatever. They see that they're more Negroid, so they automatically label them as African. And the African population that they tend to group them with is the Yoruba. And I guess probably because they're so large or whatever, large of a population. But when I go to closest modern, you actually see like the Limba, whatever. You see that Yoruba is kind of distant. And so it's like, why wouldn't you label whoever this is one of these, like Limba or Bantu? They're closer than Yoruba. But anyway, so when I click on this person's kit and I go to analysis summary, yeah, It say the closest ancient populations are the Khoisan, Yoruba, Bantu. And so when I click on ancient sample results, a wheel shows up. Let me see. I hope this isn't blurry. So you see Yoruba, Khoisan, Bantu, Moors, Roman Hispania, Guanches, Proto-Hungarians, ancient Egyptians, Huns, Byzantine, blah, blah, blah. But look here. Aztec Empire. So when I Google this, you say that this person came from West Africa, supposedly in 1472, before Columbus even came over here. How is it that this West African has Aztec DNA? Like, it makes no sense. How did the Aztec pop up into this person's DNA? And it's further down. So that means that it's very, very, very distant. It's a small percentage. And funny part, though, is that when I click on America's samples, it says you have no ancient America samples, right? But watch when I click on outlier samples. These are the most genetically unique among your broader matching samples. So these are the ones that stand out. They're not like within the, pattern or whatever. Look here. Pre-conquest Guadalupe, genetic distance 18. Pre-conquest Guadalupe. And click on this. Closest ancient, Aztec Empire. Aztec, so 5. Now watch this. Go up. So I'm click on maps. This is only showing 30 samples. I'm going to increase it to 175. Update. I hate when it does this. It just goes all the way. There it goes. Okay. Come on, screen. Focus in. I hate technology. You see this? 1825 AD, all the way over here. It's like, what, Asia? 1325, Alaska, pretty much. 200 AD. What is this? Canada? 1950 BC. What is that? Greenland? Whoever, y'all know what I mean. This is somewhere in the Americas. But anyway, 1843, this is the Cholera victim that I showed earlier that I matched with closely. 965 AD. Amerindians, 1700 AD. Boom. Aztec, 1545 AD. And there's 2 matches. Then there's another one here they didn't label. What is that? Whatever country that is. I don't know. But I thought this person was from West Africa. This person is from West Africa. How are they matching with Amerindians, Aztecs? They matching with ancient indigenous bodies from all the way 1950 BC, 200 AD, 965 AD. Come on now. 1325 AD. And then when you scroll down, you see Yoruba times 3, Yoruba 1800. This is Suriname, and then this is St. Martin. I'll do a whole separate video on these two because this goes with what I was saying earlier where they find bodies and these are Negroid bodies, so they automatically assign them to Yoruba. Just like they did with this person, the early colonial Mexican slave trade victim. But clearly, this person is an Aztec, given that it was 1472. there were no African slaves in 1472, unless you want to admit that there were Africans here before Columbus. I mean, that's all that it can boil down to. If you want to continue on with the charade that this is a Yoruba person, then you have to admit that Africans were here. Or else, how did this person end up with all of this indigenous DNA?